I know I promised to get Tara on the last episode, but due to very big events, it didn't happen. But I have kept my promise. Tara is on this one. This is the first time I think even she's done something like this. We always do our stuff, our videos together. And I'm very grateful that I have a friend who's also cool with me recording them and like making content out of them. Like Jason and Tara are like very sweet. And but Tara is especially more fun because I think Jason enjoys being in front of the camera, while Tara doesn't necessarily, which is quite bizarre because Tara's super confident and isn't shy about anything. Like, trust me. But when it comes to video, you know, it kind of rattles her a bit, but she's very sweet. And she always, because I'm a friend, she does this for me. So let's see how it goes.
I just hope nothing like falls apart because I'm like connected to like 500 boxes and like wires.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's fine. So the thing is, the first setup is going to be the most time consuming. I mean, once...
Yeah, we're not doing this again.
Of course we are, Tara.
This whole thing is not happening again. It's too stressful.
I know.
I'm like connected to like 50 things and I'm so scared to move. I told my mom like, don't come in and don't move anything. She's like, and then she pulls out this drawer and she moves the chair. And I was like, what did I just say? Did I not just say to not move the chair? She's like, the chair you can put back. It's okay. I tell you...
It's either like there are only two types of parents. Parents who like anything you do, they're super careful. Like if they open the door, they're like, oh my God, sorry. And you're like, no, you can open the door. It's fine. Or the complete opposite, where they just walk through your frame. Yeah, and my mom is your mom. Yeah, she doesn't give a fuck.
No, but what about, why didn't we get parents that are like hype you up for everything that you do? You know what I mean? My mom's like, oh, you're getting married. Cool. Okay. It's cool. I want like people that are like, oh yes, let's do it. You know, none of that happens with me.
I think you'll be like that. I think you'll be a good mom who'll hype your kids up.
No, I'm gonna whack the shit out of them. That's for sure. I'm gonna whack the shit out of my kids. I got so much shit. My whole childhood, I was like, the only reason I'm gonna have kids is just to take it back. You know, to give it back to them a little bit. Otherwise, what's the fun?
I was talking to Biswa on the phone, and we were talking about. I'm sure, like you teach your sister, like you know, you help her with the homework and stuff. And whenever we help anyone who's younger than us, and they're not getting it, your first instinct is like, wait, can I hit them? Can I just whack them?
I asked my mom. I was like, can I whack her or not? Like, am I allowed to whack her now or not? Yeah. And you know, my sister, she's really slow. Like, she's so slow. And my mom and I are like super fast. Like, we're used to like doing everything fast. So like, okay, take the plates, set the table, put the glasses out. And my sister's like...
Of course it's not right to hit them. But if you did, they would learn faster. For sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
For sure.
So a lot of people were excited for you to be on this episode. And... because of my bad planning, and also because you had a big event in your life.
Excuse me, you don't have bad planning, okay, Kenny? You can't text someone and be like, hey, tomorrow good for you? People have jobs, like 9 to 5 jobs. Like they actually, like I plan my whole day according to, you know, what I'm going to do. Can't just be like, hey, tomorrow is it good? And I was like, no, actually I'm getting married tomorrow. So,
I was like,
might not be able to make it.
I like how you also politely like, I'm kind of going to be busy with the whole marriage thing. I was like, oh yeah, it is.
And I was apologetic as well. Yeah. I was like, I'm so sorry, but can we reschedule?
But isn't it, I don't know if you're the type, but don't you think that's like a cool sentence to be like, oh, actually I'm getting married that week, so how about we cancel?
You know, like I feel like I wasn't like super excited. Like for me, it was just like another day. I was like, okay, I've been living with this guy for 3 years, so nothing much is going to change. And like, I was like, let's just get it done with. Like, I just want to get it over with. So it was really like, it was quick. It was easy. But everybody else was like super, like I told my clients, I was like, hey, listen, I'm going to take a day off on Monday because I'm getting married. They're like, oh my God, how exciting. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. They like send pics. I'm like, I'm not going to send you pics. Are you serious? What is everyone with send pics? Oh God,
No,
I tell you.
but it's very, I know it's a very dumb question, but isn't it very hard to choose one photo to slyly put it on Instagram and be like, this happened, but you have to choose only one. So it is quite a hard
I know, and
decision.
I'm not even like that active on Instagram, so I don't know. Maybe when you get married, you're gonna have that problem. But for me, it doesn't matter for my life, Kenneth. Just in general.
Okay, Tara. I was just trying to make conversation. For me, the thing is, I'm very excited eventually when I get married, but I'm so scared because so many people will find out about it, and I don't want to jinx it. But I'm going to be I know I'm going to be very, very, very excited on the day I get married. But I feel like if you get so excited, if you're in a public eye or something, and God forbid something happens, dude, I don't want like a million people to be like, what happened? I hate that, but I mean, you can't help it. So
Yeah, but your whole life is not your whole life, but you're pretty public about. I mean, it's your job, technically. But I mean, if you're gonna put it up there, I guess you have to be ready to like take it down eventually. If it happens like that.
So I thought I won't let anyone know when I get married, but then randomly, like when I have a kid, randomly when I'm doing like a video, like my daughter will just walk in and I'll be like, yeah, that's coming soon. And everyone's going to be like, what? And I'm like, yeah.
No, that's ridiculous.
She's always going to be my daughter, right? That's not going to change. So that's like a good strategy.
You can't, okay. Maybe we should talk about that one. We'll talk about it.
Let's talk about it in private.
Like all of Google will be like, who is Kenneth Sebastian's wife?
Yeah.
Who is it? It'll be a bit much, don't you think?
Yeah, I know. I just, I wish I could share my private life, but not everything. I just want to keep my marriage out of everything, but can't do that.
You're to be married, right? You're not married yet. You haven't not told us.
I don't know, man. Maybe I could already be married. Who knows?
Is your daughter gonna walk in?
I mean, from this marriage, I don't think so. But
from this one, the next one, maybe.
Yeah, dude. By the way, from Jason, you and I, now I'm the only one left.
I know. It's so weird. I'm sorry, I would have waited, but everyone was like pressurizing me. They're like, just finish it off. Just finish it off.
No. I mean, I'm not upset. I'm just like, I feel like the pressure is on me now. Because also it was very bizarre that Jason got married very early, so he doesn't count because he's a freak who gets married. Who gets married at 25? What a freak!
You got married at 25. Yeah, shit.
You're right,
yeah,
25, right? Or 26?
Yeah, and I'm 20. How old am I? 28.
Sarah, don't act.
So you have another. You get 2 years. No, really, I'm so like it's so. I still don't know, like when I fill out forms, does that happen to you? You're like, how old am I? And it takes like a whole year for you to like get, into that whole mood of like, oh, okay, I'm 28. And then you turn 29 and it's over.
No,
and then you're like, fuck, I need the whole year again.
I don't relate at all. I know exactly how old I am at every point. At every point. I'm very aware I'm 29. Like, that's one mistake I won't
serious?
make. Yeah, I'm going to turn...
Wait, you're 29? You're older than I am?
Yeah, Tara, every time I tell you this, I'm a year older than you.
Yeah, I know. It's because you probably act so dumb all the time. I'm like, he's definitely younger than I am.
Actually, that's true. I keep forgetting that you're younger than me because you're so old. But man,
am I allowed to swear on this or not?
Yeah, you can. I said fuck if you didn't notice. I said fuck like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, damn good.
So Tara, are you ready? So you're very good at giving advice. Like you are my go-to person for advice.
Yeah, it's certain types of advice, I think, in specific.
As you very, I still remember this, where I asked you something and you said, Kenny, just the fact that you're asking me for advice, that means it's reached a very bad point.
I remember.
Yeah.
God.
So now, Tara, the thing about simpleken is you have to give advice without giving advice. So it's very hard. So you kind of so the hack is that you're just answering this for yourself. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and you're just answering this from your perspective, because it's
So it's in my opinion.
yeah, because sometimes when you give advice, you try to like make it more generic, because you feel like certain areas you're very eccentric, but you ignore that. You answer it exactly how you feel is right. So okay, so this question is pretty straightforward. It's from Ramya. Ramya is saying, I wanted to know your perspective on this. That's why I have this question. Do you feel anxious now to meet people during the pandemic, because I haven't met anybody except my family since the lockdown started, and now I have this anxious feeling when my friends ask me to meet them. Like, I don't want to be around anybody. I don't know if that made sense, but yeah, that is my question. Hope you're having a good day. Also, by the way, Tara, I've noticed, like, whenever girls ask a question, there's so much self-doubt. Like, I don't know if this makes sense. I hope it's a good question. While guys are like, yo, bro, I like this chick. She does like me back. What do I do? They're so sweet, the girls.
Oh, God. Yeah. And they're sweet also. And they're like, oh, okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
It's like, I just wanted to let you know that I'm feeling super anxious about meeting anyone, but I hope your day is going well. So, okay, bye. Love you. Keep posting simpleken videos.
That's exactly. All the girls are like so sweet and like kind, and the guys are like, yo, I asked a question last episode. Where the fuck is my answer? I mean, not all guys.
And there's like 900 questions and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
How was, I asked every guest this, how was the pandemic doing for you?
I'm actually I'm all right, because I think that I worked from home for a long time anyway. So it wasn't like a big change for me. The big change for me was having Johan, my now husband, moving in to the whole space. Yeah, I know. It's so weird. I feel like an auntie, I've like presented like him to everyone, and I'm like, yeah, this is Johan. And I was like, my husband. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's so weird because boyfriend sounds cool, You're like, oh, I'm like older, but like I'm still cool. I'm living with my boyfriend. And now you're like, oh, my husband. We buy vegetables at Big Basket every week, and we are having a happy life. I can't. It's so weird. It's so weird.
So now it's like, oh, my boyfriend's acting weird. It's kind of cute. But saying like my husband's acting weird is like, something's wrong with the marriage.
Yeah. Are they going to break up? Yeah, it's so weird. No, but you were saying about, so it was just weird to have someone move into my space, like to be there like constantly and working in my space. But for me to be alone, I was always like pretty okay with it. I used to like hate going out. And I used to, even when you guys come, I'd rather you come home and chill and
This is a recent thing.
It hasn't made such a big difference.
You don't hate going out. I remember long ago when you used to hang out, you like going to like a bar or a pub to get a drink. Like you do.
Yeah,
like,
but with you guys, I wouldn't go out with like just like I wouldn't go out to a party. I'd go out like just to have a drink, and then we'd probably come back to my home. I'm not a very extremely social person. I'm alright with just being by myself.
Yeah.
But to answer Ramya's question.
Oh, I remember her name and all.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, too thoughtful.
Kenneth.
No, that means like you have a very high EQ. Like you can. That's why you're so good at your job also. I mean, the multiple jobs you've had. But I mean, I know it's a subtle thing, but not many people actually recall people's names, especially when we're not even have them in person. It's pretty cool. Did I make you awkward?
No. So I'm like, oh, okay. I was like really concentrating on what you said. And also, like, my one headphone doesn't work, so I'm like really trying to listen out of this.
Wait, I'll talk slower.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
So to answer Ramya's question, I think that it's really up to her. Like, if she's not comfortable meeting with someone, that's completely fine. and just not to like think about what, I mean, I wouldn't think about what other people thought about me. Like even when we did this wedding, I invited like 14 people and they were literally my family.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to invite anybody else because one, it's not safe for us, it's not safe for them, and it's still happening. It's not like it's gone anywhere. So if you're not comfortable, you're not comfortable, and that's a choice that you have to make. And if people are uncomfortable with that choice, then too bad.
Actually, imagine, so right now you're in like a very good place in terms of like you're older, you know who you want to be with, you're closer to your family, you're married. But like imagine if you were 21 and the pandemic happened and you're like going on dates. All of that has got completely ruined and screwed up. And imagine being in college. Yeah,
I really
it's pretty
feel
sad.
Yeah. No, it's really sad because then you don't get to make your new friends, and people are just starting their year off online, which is weird. You don't get to like see people, you don't get to meet new friends, you don't get to date. All the fuck boys are having a horrible time right now. I knew it. I knew this time would come. All the fuck boys out there. I knew it. I'm so happy. They can't fuck anyone now. Tinder, Bumble, whatever. It's over for you. You should have been a nice boy when we told you to be nice.
That's what I thought. But I have a friend, and he is. He's not a fuck boy, but he's like a proper workaholic. He's from Bombay, so his only schedule is work 12 hours a day, and then meet someone on a dating app and hook up with them and never see them again. And this is like a pretty frequent thing. And I was like, oh man, pandemic has happened. Now what are you going to do? He's like, that's not stopped me. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, still hooking up. And I'm like, what about COVID? He's like, you get it, dude. I was like, shit. So,
oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Guess not.
Because it makes sense. Because if when you hook up with a stranger, not stranger, like someone you meet on an app, you're technically going to pick up something far worse than COVID.
Gross. That's not the excuse. No. It's like, I'll probably get an STD, but Corona sounds better.
No, saying your risk handling ratio is pretty high already, right?
Correct. Yeah, so fair enough.
COVID is not that much of a deterrent. You're like syphilis, herpes, COVID. All you kids out there, don't do all this casual sex. That's what happens. You get herpes.
Casual sex.
Casual. What is her last name? Don't know her last name also.
What is this, like casual sex? Casual sex.
Bad. Oh man. See, the thing is like, I don't know, like how the older I'm getting, I'm just like, we're such hypocrites. Like, I know for a fact when I have kids, I'm going to tell them not to like do all this nonsense. When I did all this nonsense. So it's if our kids could just have a record of all this shit we have done, I don't think you can parent any child.
Yeah, 100%. Especially no record. We're definitely not sharing the record.
Okay, now we have...
And I was really careless as well. No, I said now. Now I was really careless, and I think all of us were like just like happy, and we never thought about consequences. I think as you get older, you start thinking more about the consequences.
Yeah. I took all of my 20s to figure myself out, so I don't think my kids are going to do any better. If I have kids already, who knows? I want to keep my life a mystery. This question is from Saba Malaika. I've kind of dealt with this before in previous episodes, but I want to get your perspective on it. So she says, love and appreciate these recordings. My question is, so sweet, opens with a compliment. Are you what you feel or what you choose to do? A crude example can be, say one has been working really hard towards a particular goal, but someone else has achieved it by doing much less. It is human to feel dejected at whatever magnitude, but one would never try to do anything to sabotage the other person's achievement in any way, much less make them feel like you feel anything but happy for their achievements. So then, are you defined by what you choose to do despite how you feel? If so, don't you think that's a little murky? Looking forward to your episode with Tara. Hope you have a great day. So it's a little confused. I think what she's basically saying is,
Yeah, summarize.
I think she's saying that even though you don't feel happy for someone else, should you say that you're happy for them even if you don't feel it? I think it's the classic is intention versus action. So even if your intention is I hate this person, but you end up helping them anyway. So like it's pretty interesting.
Okay. Okay, so there's a problem here because I'm not at all ambitious. At all. Like, I have zero ambition. Yeah, my ambition in my life is to be happy.
That's awesome.
So there's nothing, yeah. So I'm really not competitive. I'm not ambitious. So for me to see another person doing well, I really don't care as long as it isn't affecting my happiness. And maybe you don't even know, like if you're happy in like by yourself and if you're happy with yourself, I don't think that the other person's actions, you don't know what they did to get where they are. Maybe they had to do something nasty. Maybe they had to be mean to someone. Maybe they had to step on someone to get where they are. And they might be miserable where they are. So I don't think that you should wish for anybody else's life because a lot of people they could be happy on the outside and they're miserable on the inside. So as long as you're happy with who you are and what you're doing, and as long as you're giving your best work, I mean, it'll come. I believe that, there's a sort of path laid out for us and eventually you get there. And I don't think that you need to like resent anybody.
Yeah, I've noticed like you have a very interesting relationship with work. I think as far as I've noticed, your first priority is to like the job and the job has to challenge you enough so that you feel like, oh, your talents are being
I'm
used.
doing something, yeah.
Yeah. And the second is also, I think you also value financial security. Like you want to be obviously financially independent, but it's like at a very equal kind of 50-50. I don't think you'll ever, I've not noticed you ever doing something because like, the money is good. Or I think you actually lean towards the other side. I think you took a job which might pay you less, but it's very, very satisfying to you.
And with money it's very tricky, right? Because a lot of people have a goal and they want to achieve like a certain, I don't know, like, I mean, as you go and you keep rising in your career, you want more and more money, but I just want enough money to live like a comfortable life.
Yeah.
My own money. I'm not saying like taking it from anybody else, but I'm saying like for me to earn, there's an amount that will make me comfortable. Yeah. And I'm okay with earning that amount or a little bit higher, but I'm not like, reaching for something more. So all of these things, they just make you happier, inside, to be honest, and calmer.
Yeah.
There's no need to be like so aggressive and to, fight with people or try to get your way. And the money will come.
Yeah, I think I've noticed like if as a kid, if you grow up in an environment where money wasn't the main, I'm just guessing like, I'm guessing while growing up, was money like a major conversation at home, or it was just one of the things? Because I feel like people who come from a childhood where they've seen the family lose money, or they never had money, I think it never goes away. Even when they become adults, there's this constant chase for...
Yeah, it's like an insecurity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't think you or I have had very, like, I don't know, I can't speak for you, but I haven't had a very, like, traumatic, like, sort of thing where we lost all our money and then we had to rebuild. I mean, I think both of us we've been raised in middle class, like, or upper middle class families. And, and nobody used to talk about money either, but we were never like, we were always taught to like appreciate what we had and, not to, I mean, I got said like no to a lot. My mom would never like buy me like as much shit as I wanted. Like I knew where the limits were, like my mom would be like, no. My mom would walk me so fast through the grocery store so that I couldn't look at anything, Just like literally drag me through the store.
That's a great trick. It's like, bitch, if you can't see it, you don't want it.
Yeah, like blinders on, just like swing me through like the grocery store.
I wish
Oh,
people.
God. So, yeah.
Your mom's like a legendary character. I remember when we were doing the special in Bangalore, and you I think went on a rant about how strict your mom is, and
Oh my
like
God,
the
yeah.
first story was like we all related. Yeah, my mom's so strict. She did this, and we're like, yeah, all our moms did. And then you said another story about how strict your mom is, and everyone's like, okay, that's pretty harsh. And then you said a third story where we're like, okay, that's child abuse. That's straight up child abuse. And you're like, yeah, that's how my mom is, and that's just how my life is. And we were like, holy shit, your
Yeah.
mom is quite the
I'm at
legend.
peace with it now. Like, I'm fine. But every time my mom lifts a hand, I like flinch.
And, remember that time when I invited myself to that family lunch, and
Oh, yeah. You
It's,
just invite yourself over like it's not like we're related. I love it.
How-
You're like,
how-
oh, you're in Bombay, okay.
how else do
And
you
I was
think
like,
I
yeah,
make
I'm in
friends?
Bombay at my grandmom's house.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, I'll come for lunch. I was like, nobody invited you, Kenneth. Just invited yourself over full. And you were vegetarian at that time. And my family and
Yeah.
vegetarians, they cannot. She's like, my mom's like, oh, he's vegetarian. Well, he's eating seafood today. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, done. Kenneth, you're not vegetarian today.
But that's the only part that I feel was wrong, which was me being vegetarian. But inviting myself, I think that's how you make friends. That's how I make friends. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? It's like, I'm
no,
just
but it
having.
was good. I think it broke like a little bit of like the wall between us.
Yeah.
Because like I like to keep people at like a little bit of a distance until
Oh,
like
yes.
I really know them.
I've noticed.
And you keep telling people that like I'm like shy or like I make fun of you. I'm like, these people must think like it's a very toxic relationship that we have, you and I.
No.
Full
No.
pity party you throw for yourself
Yeah,
on YouTube.
I'm controlling the narrative. No, I'm going to edit this. So any part where I look like a dumbass, I remove it.
It's like, maybe not this. Not this part.
Here,
Not this
my
part.
comeback was lame, so I'm going to remove this part. Yeah. No, but again, like that's a good point you brought up. It's like a lot of people, actually, most of the people who see our friendship really like our friendship. But again, I keep reiterating that I'm controlling the narrative. Like both you and I right now are talking, and we're like choosing very carefully what to share and what not to share. And this is not a real friendship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a representation of real friendship, what you're seeing on a video. But yeah, so it's all a lie, guys. Yeah, so I was, the reason I brought up the lunch story was, I mean, you're usually so like chill and like straightforward and blunt, and like you kind of like control the room. But when your mom's there, you're so quiet and proper. And I'm like, what happened to Tara? Why is she so quiet?
Oh my god, yeah. I was scared for her for a really long time. Like, she was really strict with me. But, like, now we have such a good relationship. Like, I feel like it's evolved far past that. Also because I earn my own money and I moved out of my house.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes she'll be like, why didn't you tell me about this? And I was like, you know what? You're not the boss of me anymore.
But you wait for a few seconds, you're like, I hope.
Yeah,
She was okay
I wait
with
to
it.
see, like, if she's gonna get up and hit me or if it's okay, if it's cool. Like, if we both thought it was a joke or if it's not cool, you know?
It's so much funny because I know your mom. Oh my, because your mom has a wonderful smile, but when she doesn't smile, it's fucking scary. Her face, like
I know, right?
Yeah, it's very scary.
She's gonna watch this and call you on tomorrow, 100%.
Today I'm scared.
You scared?
She won't watch it, right? How will she watch it?
No, she won't.
Oh, thank God.
She won't.
Now back to Ken.
I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please leave a comment, and don't forget to ask your questions on the YouTube comment or Instagram at simpleken podcast. Every episode, without fail, someone says, hey, is it on Spotify? Is it on Google Podcasts? It's everywhere. It's on any of your favorite podcast platforms. So you can check out Simpleken there, or you can just come over to good old YouTube and ask your questions here or watch the video version of it. You have both choices. Again, in episode 19, we have one more to go for 20. Yes, that's how maths works. But I'm really excited for how Simpleken is shaping up. And man, it's a really rewarding process for me. And I know every episode I'm saying thanks a million times. But I showed a very close friend of mine how I select the questions. And I think some questions were so emotional, which even I don't pick, because I think it's beyond me and it's overwhelming for me as well. But I appreciated a lot how you guys are so open and share so much with me, even though you don't know me. It's very sweet, and it's in some way kind of upsetting that there is not someone in your life that you can reach out to. I'm glad I am, but technically we're separated by YouTube and whatever. But I just wish all of you, whatever you're going through, it'll pass. Okay, you'll get over it. We'll be good. We're strong, guys. We're strong. This is for me. This motivation is mostly for me. You guys are very lovely. Thank you so much for joining. This is the longest goodbye of any episode. Anyway, guys, thank you. Tata. Bye bye.
It's time for simple.